again. I'm the founder of Emotion Ready. In the last video, I talked a little bit about the biggest mistake that I see people do when they try to improve their emotional intelligence, and that is in relation to putting too much value on the measuring it and kind of tripping themselves over it because they feel like, oh, I don't have it naturally, so I just need to get through tips and tricks. Just by that, people get themselves a little bit into the closed box type of environment when it comes to learning. And the fallout from that is that instead of truly kind of looking at something that they can improve, they're just like, okay, so I need to pick up some skills and I really have some issues at my work or with my partner or somewhere, and I just want to improve that. So what effectively happens is that people start focusing on the second part of emotional intelligence, the managing other people and their emotions. And I think that's really not a good idea. For one thing, putting a lot of pressure on other people and trying to change them is never a good idea. It is understandable though. Most of our pain points, most of our problems, irritations, negative experiences are related to other people. Even our successes are actually defined often by other people more than by us. We sometimes don't even see any success unless we see it through other people's eyes. So I understand that we often feel like, oh, I need to improve myself, so this is where I should focus on. But that is a mistake. Even if you look at the, the courses available in emotional intelligence, they're really quite focused on managing others, being a good leader, and that's great. But what happens is that if you don't do the hard part, which is self-awareness of your own emotions and managing of your own emotions, you really are looking at the essentially just the tips and tricks. What people forget is that the most important relationship that you've ever gonna have is with yourself. This is your body, this is your life, this is your thoughts, this is your emotions. This is it. Everything else you can't control, but you can control yourself. So instead of kind of focusing on your partners and bosses and everyone, really you should focus on yourself. Second, you become much better manager of other people and much better understand other people much better if you know yourself. It doesn't matter whether it's about, well, you're angry and you want to express that anger, but in a right way. That's a skill of emotional intelligence, expressing emotion. You are much better off learning that than trying to change something in the other person. If you are looking into just tips and tricks about how to manage other people, you are inauthentic. So sooner or later, people pick that up. Or you break because you're faking it. So that's another problem with that sort of approach on, oh, I'll just learn to manage others instead of trying to manage yourself. You can't fake empathy. The only way to feel empathy is to know what it feels like in you. One of the best ways to calm other people is to be calm yourself. So the best thing you can do to manage and to kind of dictate the mood and calm and trust and whatever you want to do in your team is to be able to manage that in you. So once again, it's just about where your focus lies. The best thing you can do to become a better leader, the best thing you can do to manage other people's emotions is to know your own and to know what to do with them and apply that. So this is my wisdom to you today, and I'll see you in the next video.